Time now for Options Insight. I'm Abigail Doolittle. Joining me today from the SIBO in Chicago is Scott Bauer of Prosper Trading Academy. Happy Monday to you, Scott. And we spoke a little bit less than a week ago, and at that point we really felt range bound, and then we had the big trade-induced rally. Today sort of stalling. Barring any possible negative headlines around trade, and that of course is possible since it seems to be very whipsaw, do you think earnings season will be enough to get us some new all-time highs on the S&P 500?
I think it can, actually. Estimates have come down so much, Abigail, that we just need to see some positivity. We need to see some decent numbers, but most importantly, decent guidance. But a lot of that guidance is going to be, based off of what may happen with the U.S. and China. So if we can get some positivity, yes, I believe that is the catalyst that can get us there.
Well, there's one set of options investors, those buying the SKU index right now, who seem to be preparing for the possibility of some sort of a correction. Right now, the SKU index is diverging from the VIX at its highest level, I think, since June. As you know, the far out of the money put investors. What do you think that they're preparing for? Just any sort of macro shock, or is there anything that you would take away from that for some of our viewers and investors at home?
I think it's a couple things. A, it's the tariff talks. B, it's the Fed. But also, you have to think about the psychology of the market. Where we were this time last year, everybody remembers what happened this last quarter of the year and what happened in December. So I think you're seeing some people try to get ahead of that just in case.
Got it. So, yes, preventative, just in case there is some sort of a real corrective activity. So last time you were talking about the XLF, you were bullish on the XLF ahead of bank earnings, which kick off tomorrow with some of the big banks. Yes. And now you're really highlighting Wells Fargo. Talk to us about what you like about Wells Fargo.
Yeah, ever since the big drop earlier in the year, the stock has been rallying back, slowly but surely, making new highs, higher lows. It has now broken above the 200-day moving average, which had been major resistance for a long time. I love the upside here. I also like the big volatility disparity between selling this week's options, buying next week. So I'm buying a bullish call spread. I'm selling this week's 51 call, buying next week's 50 call. I can do that for about 45 cents, taking advantage on a move up and the big premium difference between this week option and next week option.
Relatively quickly, any other sectors that you're looking at closely for the earnings season from a bullish point?
You know what? I actually like tech. It still has been beaten up, and there's so much at risk there with the tariff talk. But again, any sort of positive guidance, and I think these stocks can really take off and fly again.
Great stuff. Scott Bauer, Prosper Trading Academy, thank you for joining us for Options Insight. And from New York, this is Bloomberg.